Hello, Warriors. It's 11:03 EST. It's time for Mike and me. How you doing today, partner?
Working hard, coach. A lot of road. You know what? The easy money's been made.
Okay, I want to cover a couple things. I've been in the business about 1,000 years,
Hmm.
and you can always learn something new.
Absolutely.
And I want to share this with you. Bitcoin broke out 2 weeks before the stock market bottomed. Okay. And what it's telling me is that whether I trade it or not, I have a new early warning instrument that I could pay attention to. And then the last few weeks, look, since the beginning of November, all through this month, it's gone nowhere, distributed, and that's before today's sell-off in the stock market. So it ran out of juice. And what my suspicion is maybe because of market cap of crypto and in particular Bitcoin, it sniffs out the liquidity before larger markets do.
Coach, they did it. They knew before that bond auction that time. Bitcoin was Kramer brought this up. Oh, you know what? No, the Jesus feed brought this up. That
Okay.
they sniffed it out before that CPI and bond auction. Does the dates correlate? I wasn't paying that.
Uh,
So Bitcoin ran
yeah.
2 weeks before that CPI number.
Yeah. It,
Yeah.
it bottomed before yields turned, before the market turned, before the dollar turned. It was on its way on this breakout on, this looks like the end of October.
That's a good point.
October 23rd, and the market did not uh, bottom for another week or two.
Right.
So
That's what
it smelled it.
if Alexis is out there, he hears us. That's what we were all. Yes, it did. I meant to bring
Okay.
that up too. That's probably the most important point out there.
Okay. So I wanted to share it because I didn't, up until not
I didn't
a
either.
few days ago, I wasn't paying attention to it. And I like correlations because they give you market tells. So the fact that it's been moving sideways here and diverging all over the place for the last few weeks, and now we're getting a pretty ugly candle. I think we have a bunch of counter trend moves happening here, Mike.
I'm
And
playing it that
Bitcoin,
way. Sorry.
oh, it's okay. Bitcoin could go to 30,000, I think. Yesterday on Real Vision, I talked about that we could have a counter trend move in the dollar. I'm long-term bearish, but I'm tactically waiting for 105 or so to sell the dollar. And the two currencies I'm looking at would be euro down here around 107 and the
Wow.
Aussie, which is still higher today, um, around the 64 and a half level, because the dollar is embarking on a new bear market, in my view. And this could be a nice rally to set yourself up for the decline back to 99, up to par, and then under par. I'm looking for
Right. Right. Right.
93.
Gotcha.
Okay. The second part of it, it's not as accentuated as the dollar, but I also said that I thought the move in TLT, which is something we talked about at the bottom. You
We were
still
talking
own
about it for three
TMF?
months.
Yeah. Well, not three, but it bottomed in October. All right. So this was a nice trade, up about 35%. TLT, I think, is finishing here. I mean, it's not doing anything that wrong. Maybe the stock sell-off is helping it, but I'm looking for a pullback, maybe halfway back to 87 or 86. That was part of what I talked about, a little bounce in yields. I didn't know about the metals. Very unusual action to see gold down 6 and silver up 15, really demonstrating some great
Incredible.
relative strength, and said wait for pullbacks in this too. I want to see where gold and silver are at when the Dixie is 105, 105.50, and that should be the entry. And I have a question for you. You're a stock trader. What's wrong with FAANG?
It's what's that? It's proper. It's the listen. It's bullish. It's a rotation you want to see. You know, it's the end of the quarter. I think everybody. Oh, the end of the month. Everybody, I believe, front ran.
The Santa Claus rally
Yeah, yeah.
happened on
It's just
Thanksgiving.
yeah. It's proper rotation, coach. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Does one day make a reversal? I understand that they're starting to roll over. Hence, Apple. I still am short AMD. Uh, you know what?
That's a great one. I mean, it had that big pop, and I want to show you this, Mike, because I know you pay attention to fibs, but the 78.6 level on AMD was 124.35. Look at this high up here.
Yeah.
Well, got through at 125 and a half, but this is a negative candle. I think it's going to at least 108. I think you have a nice
Ooh,
winner here. Okay,
okay.
108, and in a couple weeks or sooner. The fact that Nasdaq is much weaker, so there's that's not a FANG stock, but that's one of them. I looked at some of the other FANG stocks up until today. Netflix still looked okay. Now,
It does
not
look
so
okay. No,
much.
they're right.
It's going to pull back at least halfway. Okay, so if you're a bull, you should welcome this because you're going to have a chance to buy it cheaper, maybe not this cheap, but a pullback there. Google put in a um, bad day yesterday, and it's
Little bad
following
day today.
through
It looks
today.
yeah.
That looks ugly. I think this could actually even retest, maybe even take out the late October low. And the one that really is giving up the ghost is Meta. Okay, look at this divergence at the high,
Yeah, that's
two
bad.
down days
That's
in a
negative,
row.
no question.
Yeah, if we get through this moving average here at 317, we could trade 270. And as far as Apple's concerned, I'm
Okay.
looking for the mid to low 170s with an outside shot of 165 again.
Coach, when you give these targets, are you? And I apologize about being so general or asking you something that should be implied. Are you also taking into? Are these just technical? Are you
Yeah,
also okay?
yeah, it's all price action.
Okay. Well, I'm
All
just
all all my targets, all my entries are all technical. Of course, I take into consideration sentiment and how other markets are linked together and how they'll affect each other.
right.
But basically, the market, the dollar, everything is exhaling the recent move. And my theme on Real Vision was be patient, have your levels, and wait for them. Do not chase these rallies because everything went up together. Everything goes, so it's all the dollar. So if I'm right about the dollar rallying back to 105, I figured there'd be pullbacks in some of these other asset
That's a
classes.
pretty good segue into maybe a couple of things that I'm going to show as
All
well.
right. Well, I'm done updating our viewers on, what I said actually Monday in my live stream here on TradeGATEHub. I was looking for risk off to set off a dollar bounce, and that's what's happening today. So the screen is all yours, buddy.
Just put a couple of things here because things naturally run for me when they go. Uh, hold on. Okay, thank you, Coach. All right, let's do a couple of things here. And I have the screen. All right, I got 19 screens open. We'll
You
take it
got
what
it.
I want. Okay.
Any bearish sweeps in any of the mega caps?
Only short-term protection.
Okay, like they're buying December's.
Yeah,
Okay.
NVIDIA. What, Coach, what is your target on NVIDIA? Did you go over that?
No, I didn't. I think NVIDIA could challenge the lows that we put in, or at least retrace 61% of that big rally we had. I talked about NVIDIA not acting good after earnings, and
Actually,
then
but bear
following
flag.
through.
It's a bear flag now. I mean, for the
Okay.
short term.
Okay. So, we get through 450. I think we could retest that. You have Skype up there.
I'm sorry.
Um, we could retest if you put NVIDIA back up there, the 200-day comes in a shade under 400.
Yeah, right
That
here,
could
in
happen.
green. Yeah,
Yeah.
listen, again, I don't know if it's gonna, I'm not gonna argue with that. I think every algo would even technically be programmed to sell under these
Yeah.
important momentum moving averages and then some sort of base near the 200 day. So there's your answer, Lewis. Lewis happened to ask, that's why.
Okay. Yeah. I'd be patient for a couple weeks into the Fed because I think the Fed, we had nice Jay Powell at the last meeting, and we might have mean Jay Powell at the next meeting because I have to think that the Fed, who's trying to fight inflation, is looking at gold over 2000 and the dollar's starting to crack.
They already started. There's some Fed verbiage this morning, which made
Okay.
the market pull back a little bit. The tech stocks, obviously when interest rates come back into play, even the bond. I'll point. Getting back to TGH here. This right here is a positive and a negative. Okay, as you can see, when credit was an issue, when the credit default swaps were an issue here, the market was weak. Now, now things got so.
Financial conditions loosened
So
dramatically.
quickly that there's even some speak today. They almost have to. I want it to happen too, because if it goes the other way, then something's going to crack. So I would be, you want Fed speak to come out here. This is the credit default swap, basically. This is the S&P on the top.
Okay.
So every time we get to a low area, the market, you want things to ease off right here. You don't want too much. That's why the Fed came out, or there was some Fed speak this morning. A lot of things are heated at the moment. Short-term sentiment is not really that heated. Oil's not really participating, but this is right here. This is the big one. Hedge fund exposure and capitulation into individual names. They've had enough. You know what I mean? They threw in the towel. And I could give you stocks, a million, 1,000 across the board. You know what I mean? That acted like that. AFRM, squeezes. A stock like VFS is short. Even in General Motors. Now, General Motors, which basically put in another macro binary situation. Is this the product of a short squeeze? Is this a product of something fundamentally turning around? That's it's yet to be determined. There's a gap there, obviously. I think how this gap on General Motors, although it's kind of an antiquated stock, is going to be somewhat emblematic of what the market does. How about Morgan Stanley? I'm buying one today. Thanks.
The banks still act good.
Yeah, great. Well, look
I'm
at gold.
saying the weak sector that I'm most worried about is FAANG.
But that's okay.
And
Let it happen.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
let it
Whatever.
happen.
How about the now the XBI? Now the biotechs are acting wonderful as things are going up. And they're acting as I go to my screen here. Some stocks are acting okay. Okay, Snowflake came into had earnings, the big software
Let's see
stocks.
Snowflake.
Is that there?
No.
Oh,
Looking
sorry.
at the hedge fund exposure
Here's
still.
Snowflake, okay? I
Oh
shorted
yeah.
it. I
That's
get
a
it.
nice one.
NTNX, another one that does this. Look at this NTNX. There's
Nice.
only one in America shorting this today. The top,
I think you were.
45.30. Now it's
No one
40.
could ever accuse Mike of being a perma anything.
No,
Okay.
good,
And a lot of people are. They have a natural bias for being a bull, or, I have a natural bias for, my first trades. When I came into the business, we were in a recession in the mid 70s, and I saw things falling. Even gold went from 200 to 100. So, I fell in love with being a bear because down was faster. So, it had me looking for tops, and it's still my paradigm.
I
So
appreciate that as well. And I started as literally one of the best day traders in the country. I was. There's no question about it. And it was
you still may be. Why? How
no,
do you
no,
know you're
no, no,
not?
no. Well, I actually, being a good day trader was actually to a fault. The bigger money was made on expansion instead
Right.
of buying 20,000 Dell and trying to make a quarter. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But at least
Yeah.
that keeps me in good entries. And I'm still trying, if I digress, I'm still trying to work out of, my entries are pretty good. The exits I got to work on.
Look at that red volume bar there.
That's coin.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up. There's that, all right.
It's
So General Motors,
vulnerable.
here's
Yeah.
another one. Victoria's Secret, another binary move. Nobody wanted Victoria's Secret. Here's Macy's now. Still continuing to go higher is other thing. Macy's.
Yeah.
PVH, I'm shorted. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, first of all, let's look at this thing. I'm not short. I'll show you what I'm short. Settings, position. I think I'm short 1,000 shares. I'm short 950 shares from 94.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, but the
All right.
stock opened at 89. Held there. I was right for a moment, but
Yeah.
again, it was making an A and F type of move. Even A and F type. I thought maybe like a snowflake was kind of the end of taking a little bit of profit taking towards this tech run,
I
if you
like
will.
that chart. You know why, Mike? Look left. They took out every buy stop. The highs today were probably were they a little bit above, or maybe they didn't even take out those highs?
Well, there was probably going to be. I thought it was going to. People were waiting for it to be. It was 192 was the high. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be 200.
Yeah.
Take out and then do the flip, and
Right.
then I saw the rest of them. Then I saw Snow go down at first, and then I shorted NTNX, same thing. So I was playing the other one. Creme, Creme best of breed, if you
So
will.
did you put on more shorts than longs today?
No, I got out of a lot. I'll tell you another one I did. I was right church, wrong pew, and AFRM has been acting very well. I still know it's shorted, still shorted, but it had a decent number. So I was playing these payment retailers, for example, right here.
Yeah.
Sierra, Roblox,
Yeah.
Affirm, Upstart, Square. Now, Square, I was short from yesterday. I tried to be a wise guy. I posted it. Yesterday, the high was 65.14. I think I shorted. My average price was whatever. So, but this Square today, I literally took off.
Why do you use a 4-minute chart when
I'm just
everyone
trying.
uses a 5?
I was making an example. I was just trying to show the trade.
Oh,
It,
okay.
it gives it right here. If I could
All
delete
right.
4 minutes, I would. I just go 1, 3, 5, 10.
Okay.
If you're really in trouble and looking like if I'm down in a stock and I'm going to the 4 minute and I'm looking for confirmation and I have to look at the 6 minute, I'm in trouble anyway.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is Square. I took it off. If you see here,
Yeah.
6,800. I took off 8,000 Square at the low.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah. Nice.
8,000.
Yeah.
At 62.78. So the market's a little bit lower. So you know what? I'm not looking for the proverbial turn and for it to go back to zero. It's still strong about the 200-day. I was wrong initially. I had to play defense to protect the bet against trying to pick a top with an early loss. I broke even. I'm out of it. But the other ones I played were good. AMD got out of that a little bit too early. I
Yeah.
got out of a portion of it 123.
Yeah.
I got 122. Now it's 120. I have a fraction of it left. I'm not going to lie to you. But I got over that because you know what? I don't know why I got out of it. That's acting a lot weaker than
Yeah,
trying.
look at the RSI at the last high up there. That was a classic 3
Yeah, no,
drive.
I played
Look
it
at, you see the 1, 2,
right
3
here.
up there?
Beautiful.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
beautiful.
take a picture, everyone.
And you should even go like that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Now it's
Take a
through the
picture.
10-day.
Yeah.
Now coin, AMD has a little bit of Bitcoin in it because the GPUs, whatever they do. So
Oh, yeah.
Bitcoin's also weak. AMD gets weak because it goes with it to a degree. Also,
Okay.
NVIDIA as well. I mean, I can go back 6 months
Oh, yeah.
ago. That's really what moved. That's why NVIDIA is coming back to is the Bitcoin
So
situation.
if I'm right about 30,000, 20,000 Bitcoin, these things have a way to go.
Well, Coach, certainly I wouldn't argue. The chart on the
Good.
Qs need rest.
Yeah.
Here, even
Even Gordon Gecko.
Here's another thing. We get a fresh batch of monthly charts tonight. Most
Yeah.
investors ignore them. Monthly charts and monthly charts are really where the big money is made in pivots and everything like that. So keep that in mind. We've made a lot of moves where gaps are rampant. The VIX is low, so there's not going to be. You're going to have to wait it out, like Coach said before. Point AA bulls highest since the summer. All right, obviously the hedge. It should be that way.
After that rally?
Well,
Yeah.
obviously the hedge funds also capitulated.
Yeah.
Another one. This is and by the way, I posted this, at 8 o'clock in the storm. He took my theme for today's video with Coach at 11. S&P up big for the month. What happens in the last day? Turns out some red would be normal. If up 8% of the month heading to the last day of the month, the last day's been lower 9 times. And so I'm not saying one day makes a reversal. I played a move off still letting my winners, some of my longs still run. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if my longs pull back, at least I took a little profits on a pullback on some shorts and not let profits dissipate and just sit there and play P&L.
Okay, Mike. All right, so going into December, a day
Going
at a
into
time.
going into December, coach, I don't see many catalysts. You know what I mean? Obviously there's tax loss selling, and there is just because General Motors or something like this made a little bit of a move. Somebody that wants to get out of that wants to readjust their portfolio, I wouldn't mind them if they blew some out. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, there's tax loss selling, there's a January effect. Naturally, there's a lot of support in the markets. And most importantly, let's be honest, we brought it all the time, coach. Maybe NVIDIA is, I'm sure a lot of people had NVIDIA long before this, and I get it. But for stocks that have been missed, like a Citibank or something, a retailer like a Macy's, maybe a lot of funds besides this Magnificent Seven are still underperforming and underweight. So I think they're
So
going
they
to
sell Nvidia, they buy other things. They
that's what
sell
they're doing. And
Apple,
I
they
think,
buy other
quite
things.
honestly, going
They sell
forward,
FAANG and they buy
yeah, and
undervalued
you know what? I
things.
wouldn't be surprised if someone dipped in an Exxon. That's a bit bad.
Yeah, the XLE still looked heavy to me when
Look at
people
Bristol.
asked me about it. That
Yeah.
looks okay.
Bristol.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
nice
you know what?
little
I brought it up.
potential low.
There's 1,000 stocks I could have brought up, and I brought that up, and that's what I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Just because the XLV is taking a nice turn today, breaking out of this 200-day XLV.
What is that ETF in? XLV.
XLV, the healthcare sector.
Oh, healthcare. Okay.
XLV, healthcare looks
Look
okay.
at XLE just for
Oh, XLA
kicks.
would no. I'm not
Yeah,
touching
see, it could barely get back over that 84 level. The oil shares are still heading lower.
They reversed. They were taking call action this morning, coach. They reversed huge. Schlumberger was 53.5. That's a big. It was up $1.
Yeah.
And it went to the
Gave it all
200
back.
day. Now
Yeah.
it reversed. Well, the volume is irrelevant. It had its chance today if it wanted to bait, to at least show some gumption, and that's not. So,
Yeah.
Halliburton, a different story, a little bit more of a base. We could look at your other FAANG, the oil FAANG. Looks even worse than the real FAANG.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's it,
So,
coach. Listen,
all
like I
right.
said, it is the VIX. The VIX showed a little bit of positivity yesterday. I thought so because the market, with what I think they front run the window dressing, and I get people would want to hedge, especially into this Friday into an end of the month, Thursday into the end of the month Friday. So, let's look at this and we'll leave it off this way, coach. Unless you want to continue.
Just one thing. Santa Claus rallies traditionally start in mid-December and carry through into early January. They don't start the first day of December. They're usually mid-month. Can you confirm that?
I can confirm that. Just it's like buy in May, sell and go away. That's
Yeah, but
it's one of the things.
so what? Maybe we have a 2 week correction, sell-off, and everything that's been going off comes into the Fed because people are worried about, what Powell might say to walk back
That would
his.
be an ideal position, coach. That would be
Yeah.
ideal. It gives the
Okay.
Bears a chance to cover and the Longs a chance to get something back before the year. But I've also learned another thing. They never give you that setup. They never give you that perfect setup, coach. I'm not going to listen. The market probably pulls back. I just don't think it's going to be that cup and handle pullback to make it go again. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
I can
Well,
understand.
time will tell,
More
like
rotation out
always.
there today. LVS, bull flow, credit spread, singling rotation. There's your chart on Google.
That's
Gap.
ugly.
Yeah, it is.
Google's ugly.
Here's our chart on NVIDIA. See, you know what? This is the Jesus feed, the best out there
Yeah.
besides us. The fact that he's giving stock that are relevant. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Besides just giving a chart of NVIDIA, it's saying something more than just seeing the video. It's telling you there's something going out there with this and others,
Yeah. People are cashing in where they have all this huge money made after this last run. So we'll see how long it carries. I'm figuring into the Fed. We have choppy to lower in most markets.
Yeah. And
Okay.
the only calls they're taking, coach, are banks. State Street.
They look great. I'm really surprised that they're not
State
under pressure.
Street,
Even the KRE does
SYF.
journals
This
look
is a
great.
good one. I like this. You know, this SYF is a Goldman favorite. This SYF, and people are buying leaps in this thing. You know what? I'm interested. Can I tell you something?
Okay.
It's been a long
That
time. My
looks
hair
good.
just stood up. So excited. Look at SYF. Synchrony Finance. And this is a Goldman Sachs favorite. I'm telling you, it's got the move in it. And they're
Yeah, it
taking
looks good.
leaps. I like
Yeah,
it.
it's going over 36. It's a great looking chart. I wouldn't short it.
No, sure. Well, that's you know, that's
Yeah.
that's something I'm interested in. SYF.
Yeah,
You know what? That gets the
it's
highlight.
that looks pretty good for the next rally.
All right, we
Okay,
have any
so
questions, Coach? Anybody have any questions? That's
how
it.
you feeling?
I'm feeling better. I am. I like the
Okay.
fact that I can hole up in the office here with the heater on and blankets and just use an excuse to work, which I don't have an excuse to work, but I like I like hunkering down in the office. Nucor flying. Something's going on here.
Okay, there's
Steel,
always something good. And
steel.
if you don't have, you only have two eyeballs. Mike, I think, has about 24. So if you really want to know what's going on in individual issues, we'll see you in the room.
Okay, cheers, everyone. Coach, thank you for the segue video. And again, we'll see you next week. We all be in the room, have a plan, and that's it. Okay, we're gonna close
Execute.
strong.
Adios, Mike.
Cheers, Coach. Sorry.